Growth of Heart, Episode 2. Depression hurts and I'm just trying to survive. This is my raw mental health diary. On this channel, we will discuss anxiety, depression, and agoraphobia. If anything shared here is helpful to you, make sure you reach out to me in the comments and let me know. I am Vanessa, and thank you for joining me. Depression hurts, and I'm just trying to survive. You know, the hardest part about depression isn't just the sadness. It's the sheer exhaustion of pretending you're okay. It's the weight of having to carry a mask around all day, one that smiles and nods and says, "I'm fine, I'm just tired," when on the inside you feel like you're screaming into a vacuum. There is no sound, no echo back, just the crushing pressure of it all. This video isn't about some miraculous recovery. It's not a list of 5 easy steps to instant happiness. This is just my honest, unfiltered look at what it feels like to be down in the trenches. It's about the daily moment-to-moment battle with the pain, the deep exhaustion of trying to find your way back to a person you barely even remember. It's about the quiet, relentless work of just trying not to be sad. It's all about the small steps, the ones that feel both impossible and necessary, that I'm taking just maybe to get a little piece of myself back, to find that old me and to save me from the constant hurt. For me, depression isn't always some big, dramatic, weeping sadness. More often than not, it's just a profound absence, a numbness. It's like I'm watching the world through a thick pane of soundproof glass. The colors are all muted, the sounds are muffled, and the joy feels like a language I've completely forgotten how to speak. It's losing interest in the things that used to set my soul on fire. It's a physical weight that makes simply waking up feel like a monumental act of heroism. But the most insidious part, the part that really tightens its grip, is that voice of self-blame. It's a constant monologue that just loops in the back of my mind over and over. It analyzes every single past mistake, every failed relationship, every wrong turn, and it always comes to the same conclusion. I am the common denominator. It must be my fault. I must have said something wrong. I must have caused some great offense that leaves me undeserving of love. It's a strange, distorted lens to see your life through. And what's wild is that research actually confirms that this is a common experience. People with depression often have blind spots when it comes to figuring out who's at fault. They're way more likely to blame themselves for bad things that happen while letting others completely off the hook. It's like you're standing in a courtroom where you are the prosecutor, the judge, and the defendant, and the verdict is always, always guilty. This cycle of self-blame is basically the engine for depression. The guilt and feelings of being unloved feed the sadness, and that sadness drains the energy you need to challenge those thoughts in the first place. You feel bad, so you start to think you are bad. You are too dumb to figure out how to fix things. And because you start to believe that you cannot figure it out, it makes you feel even worse. It's a downward spiral that feels impossible to pull out of. You start to genuinely believe that you're a tool that is only good to give love to others, that there is no love for you and your purpose is just for others. In that isolation, that self-imposed exile, it's one of the most painful places you can be. You feel responsible for your own suffering, which just adds another thick layer of shame to the pile. There wasn't a lightning strike, no single dramatic aha moment. The turning point for me was so much quieter than that. It was more of a slow burn, a collection of tiny moments that started to add up. It was catching my reflection in a mirror and not even recognizing the tired, vacant eyes staring back at me. It was the slow dawning realization that I couldn't remember the last time I genuinely laughed and felt satisfied for that moment, that it would even stay that way for a little while at least. The turning point wasn't a decision to just be happy. That felt way too big, way too fake. The turning point was a whisper. It was the quiet, exhausted decision to just try something, anything different. Not to fix everything at once, not to try and climb the whole mountain in one go, but just to take one single step. It was shifting my focus from the overwhelming, impossible goal of being happy again to the tiny, manageable goal of trying not to be this sad right now in this moment. It was finally admitting that I couldn't keep doing the same thing, hiding, isolating, letting that critical voice win and expect things to magically get better. The turning point was deciding to fight, even when I had zero energy, even if the entire fight was just feeling grateful for opening my eyes to another day. And so the journey began, a journey not of leaps and bounds, but of small, deliberate, and honestly often clumsy steps. That trying part of the title isn't glamorous. It's grueling work. It's absolutely dreadful. It's starting with movement. The very first step for me is just getting upright. I read that even small amounts of physical activity can significantly help with depressive symptoms. So I made a deal with myself. Just 10 minutes. Stand up and walk around for 10 minutes. On most days, my body feels like it's made of lead. Every part of me screams, just go back to bed, back to the safety of the dark. But I make myself walk. I listen to music or to podcasts. I listen to anything that motivates me to be vertical, motivates me to take a deep breath and say, it's okay. For those 10 minutes, the voice in my head is just a little bit quieter. And some days, that's more than enough of a victory. Some days, that's honestly all that I got. In the next step, I try to focus on what I eat. It's crazy that I am a certified personal trainer and I find myself doing all of the things that I know I should not do. Studies show a clear link between diets high in processed foods and worsening moods. Reminding myself of this is like a stab to the heart. I know better. I know what it feels like to physically feel and look better. Yet each day, I die trying to get back to my old self. Each attempt at being the old me feels like an act of rebellion against the apathy that wants to swallow me whole. The hardest step, by a long shot, is challenging that voice of self-blame. I started practicing this technique I learned about, asking myself, what would I want someone to say to me? What is something that I need to hear right now? So when the voice would start with, you failed again, you're unloved, I would stop and force myself to answer these questions. And the answer is always the same. I would want someone to say, you are lovable and easy to love. Maybe they don't know better. Maybe it's intentional, but it's a reflection of them, not you. You are good and you are okay at this moment. You are okay. Self-compassion feels like my only friend. So where am I now? I'm still on the path. I want to be really clear about that. Recovery isn't a straight line. And to be completely honest, watching YouTube videos about how people have cured their depression and anxiety feels like a gut punch. They say and do all of the things that I am saying and doing, yet they are fine and I am suffering. There are good days, and there are still really, really bad days. There are days when making the bed is the only thing I can accomplish. And some days, there are days that's even too much. Depression isn't an illness you can cure for a lot of us. It's something you learn to manage and live alongside. There are moments when the colors actually look a little brighter. That voice of blame hasn't disappeared, but it's not the only voice that I hear. For me, the small steps haven't magically solved anything, but they build a consistency, and that makes me feel safe. There will be a voice of reason, even for the briefest moments, even during the stream of tears and the waves of impending doom. I have more strength than I can ever give myself credit for, because this is really, really hard. The strength isn't in being happy all of the time. The strength is just trying. It's the getting up each day when every single cell in my body wants to stay down. The pain of depression is real, and it's valid. It's not anything to be ashamed of, it's an illness, and fighting it every single day is an act of profound courage. My journey is my own, but I know I'm not the only one walking a path like this. If you're out there fighting your own battle in the silence, please know that you're not alone. Your pain is real, but so is your strength, and so is your resilience. So I want to invite you to do something. In the comments below, share one small step you have taken for yourself today. It doesn't matter how small it seems. Did you drink a glass of water? Did you reply to a text message? Did you step outside for 30 seconds? Let's acknowledge these victories together and lift each other up.